If you click this video, I'm assuming it's because you want to see how I achieve this honey blonde highlighted side part quick weave. Well, let's get straight to it. But first, cue the intro.
Queens get the money. Queens get the money. Queens get the money. Queens get the money.
Breebins.
Queens get the money. 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 Queens get the money.
Hey fam, what's the deal? So today I want to do the side part quick weave with these blonde highlights. So I just want to show you guys my foundation that I'm working with. Just some braids into the back. What? Well, it get the job done. So at the end of the day, judge your mama, not me. But yes, this is the wig caps that I use. They come two in a pack. This is the protective shield that I prefer to use. You can get it at any local beauty supply store. And I use a coloring brush just like this one to apply it. It makes it easier. I say use that instead of your hands, but that's at your discretion. And then I use this concealer to outline my part and these scissors to cut the cap, and like I cut these off. But yeah, so here go the cap portion that I'm trying to apply to this dome of mine. Y'all see I had to cut some of that video because I actually was struggling to get that thing on my head. Yes, I know my head a little big, but that's okay. And so once you get that on there, you're going to just make sure it's good, pull it over your ears. But this is the part where you take the scissors and you can cut a hole there to like let your ears out. So that way when you're applying that shield, it gets like on there and like it's not like lifted off your ear. So here I go with the concealer just to outline where my part is. The easiest way I say it is hard because using a black cap is hard to see, but if you can see like the white line, I'm just following that white line of my scalp basically, just to make sure that I don't apply any of that product to my actual leave out because yeah, it's gonna be sticky. And another thing, I use got to be glued on here. I don't know why I didn't say that, like it was sitting right in front of me, but yeah, so I just use this first to apply it. It's my preference that I like to do it. You don't have to, but I just like to for that extra bit of like protection and stickiness, so that way it stays on there. But I just spray it all over my head like so, and just make sure that it's all the way saturated. And then what I like to do, I sit under a hair dryer like this. If you don't have one, you can use a handheld one, but see, I'm lazy, so that's what I'm doing. Now here I am back again. Now that it's dry, it only takes about 2-3 minutes. So now here I am with the protective shield. Gonna apply this directly to the cap above that. Now let me just show you guys, like this stuff can be super duper runny. So like if you can see, like look right there, look, it must think I'm mustard because it tried to tell me to catch up. If you ain't laughed, that's you. But guess what? It was funny to me. Get a little jokey in here and there, or whatever. So yes, I'm just applying this all to my head, just like so, and making sure I get it fully on there. Now, just by the way, if you ain't laughing at my joke, you wanna know what's funny? It's funny how your hands and your arms about to be hurting from holding that handheld dryer while I'm sitting under here. But yeah. So back to here. Now I'm just showing you guys the hair that I use. This hair, let's be honest, it is like one of those synthetic mixed breed like type of hairs. I This black hair was not my favorite. It was giving me very much braid and hair vibes. It was so difficult and I didn't like that. But the highlighted hair that I use, I actually would prefer to use it again. I didn't have a problem with that more so than that black hair, but yeah, that black hair, no ma'am. But here I am, I'm just showing you guys. I take the tracks, I size it out to my head like so, just seeing where I want it to be, just doing it from side to side. And then I cut it and then I just apply glue to it like so. So I'm just showing you guys here. Just roll your little glue across it. Any hair glue that you prefer you can use. It's not a big deal. And then I just sit here and I apply it like so. And then I just like to make sure like I rub my fingers across the whole track like just a couple times, make sure like it fully sticks to that cap. And then once it's good, I move on to the next one. And once again, size it out, cut the track, apply some glue, give it a little blow, and then you just apply it to your head like so. It definitely isn't that hard. The first couple times it might be like a little weird because you don't know what you're feeling, but it's not that hard. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go halfway through and I'll come back with y'all shortly. All right, guys, I'm back, and now you can see I have applied a nice amount. So with this so far, this is where I am. I just wanted to show you guys the blonde pieces. So basically it's like super bright blonde at one end. In the middle, it's like this mix with this chocolate and blonde highlight. And then at the other end, it's completely like a dark chocolate brown. So I prefer this hair than like hair that's highlighted together, but this was like super dope. Now, y'all just saw me size this out, right? Y'all see me just do that, right? Y'all saw me try to apply that blonde, right? I'm about to show y'all a magic trick. Watch this. Just watch this. Watch the shenanigans of a magic trick. How, Sway? How? How did I get there? How did I get there? When I definitely was at the front. How did I do that? Like, come on. I was so sure I sized that out right, but apparently I didn't. So, but it's okay. Like, this is where I want to show you guys, like, it's okay to think, like, it's gonna work out in its way anyway. But what I wanted to also touch base on is like, I put the super bright blonde pieces like kind of towards the top, but I didn't make them at the top because I didn't want that to be too like bright. I really wanted to give it that effect of like it was like natural realistic highlights, like someone like colored it. So I just layer it like super duper blonde, and then I put like the chocolate piece on top, and then I go super duper blonde again, and then I will put another chocolate piece on top, and like just keep on doing that and get that type of effect and look that I wanted. And it worked out like really well this way. So that way, if you feel like, hell, I don't think I could do it, like honestly, you really can. It's not hard at all, I promise. Okay, and as you can see here, I'm working my way up, and this part, like, I got super happy because I literally found like the perfect piece that had like that blonde right at the front, and I really wanted a blonde like front little string piece. Like, I love how that always looks like. So I like found the perfect piece, and I was so happy. I just want y'all to know that. So like it started looking really good. So as you can see, like when you do that layering, like light to brown, light to brown, light to brown, like it gives it that really pretty highlighted effect as if like it was really naturally colored. But we're just laying some tracks on top of each other, to be honest. And then once I got closer and closer to the top, like I said, when you look at the bundles, like from the far left end, it'll be like super duper blonde, and then at the other end, it'll be super dark. And in the middle, there's like these kind of like mixed pieces where it's like chocolate and blonde mixed together. I save those pieces to be at the top. Just because then it'll bring it all together, because I didn't want it too dark at the top, but I also didn't want it too blonde at the top either, because I do have my leave out, and my leave out is like completely black. Like, I just literally dyed the color of my hair black, so I didn't want it to look too crazy, like not mixed in. So this worked out the best for like my hair and what I have going on right now and the look I wanted. All right, so this is the last track. So as you can see, I'm just like following that little line I made. I still could see it. I know you guys might not have seen a concealer line anymore, but I still could see it. And I also see where the glue and spray stopped and it's just like cap left. So it was easy to follow. So that's just how it looks now. And like, as you can see, like even before me pulling out my leave out, like those highlights look so fire. And so now I'm just taking my scissors and I'm cutting the cap off. I know some people normally cut the cap before applying the tracks. I don't know why I do it this way. I think it's the idea of realizing, like, oh, I already didn't glue these tracks down, so I know for a fact, like, ain't nothing going nowhere because it's already on my head. So all I got to do is just cut the access. But if you find it easier to cut before, then by all means cut before. Because I definitely, I don't know, I don't care, but if you think this is a harder way, my apologies. Do what's easier to you, because maybe I am a little complicated, feeling like Avril Lavigne up here. Why'd you have to go and make things so complicated? Like, I don't know, I just do it how I do. I don't know. Yeah, and so as you can see, I did have that front piece, so I had to go get a clip, just so I could clip that back and get that right there and just cut that off. And then once I cut that part of the cap off, like, it's all set to go. And I was just checking to make sure I didn't feel no more loose cap around the perimeter. All of the rest is like literally glued down with the tracks. So this is what we have to work with, and it's nice and flat and full. So here I am taking my leave out and just trying to style it. So I just take a wax stick, and I put it on there. At first, yes, I did just was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use my hot comb and I'll do it that way. Now it did lay my edges and scalping part down, but the ends were still, of course, like as you see, texture. So I'll grab my little baby flat irons and I said, whoa, 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 let's kill two birds with one stone, because it get right up on the scalp, but it also straighten the rest of my hair. So I say it's easier if you have the baby flat irons, but if not, I mean, you still can use a hot comb. You just need to have some flat irons on standby to go over the rest of your hair. So as you see, I'm still just running it through. If you got to do the comb chase method, I do, just to make sure I get it as straight as possible, since we are using straight hair. And I'm just going through and just making sure I get that laid out. So just apply me some wax, pull out my flat irons, and get it straight. And it blends in so well. Like, look at how my hair just went with the hair. Like, you can't even see where my hair is anymore compared to it, because of how those highlights are in there. So that's why I was saying it felt perfectly in there with those highlights, instead of just one big old blob of blonde and one big old blob of dark. Like, it worked well. It gave me the highlights I wanted. So now here I am gonna go ahead and just like make sure it's all together and it looks good. But I am gonna go off camera with my got to be glue gel, and just like a normal edge control brush. And I'm gonna like lay my edges down, because at first I thought I was gonna leave it, but now that I see it, I was like, nah, I want some little edges, make it more cute. But I will be back shortly with the final results. And boom. Yes, hunty. I love it. It looks so natural, looks so good. Yes. 30-inch eye, 30-inch 30-inch eye, 30-inch 30-inch eye. Yes, it's hanging. Well, thank you, fam, so much for tuning in. Until the next time, love you guys. Bye.